What is up, everybody? In today's video, I will show you my slime melee build Fissure in Titan Quest 2. I've played it for a while now, like 30 hours. I'm level 30 by now, but in this footage, we're playing the Earth and Rogue Masteries. This is amazing setup for any melee builds. We are focusing on crit. Now, this is very early game, not much content, not much gear, not much things to put into the build. So scaling crit is very difficult, very hard. Now, you will see on this second boss skill, I crit for over 17,000, but as of right now, in the game, my highest one was nearly 20,000 hit. So we are using the Vanish from Rogue for the big damage increase, but mainly crit. We're using Mark for Death, which is amazing debuff on the target that allows us to do more damage, like a lot, and then crit as well. We're using the Fissure as a main ability, and then from core skills, we're using the auto attack, the basic attack, if you will, which gives us overwhelm stacks, because Fissure does eat overwhelm stacks for a lot more damage. And we have double aura from each tree. And there is a passive in the Fissure that kind of bugs out, not bugs out, but can be very misleading in the tooltip, damage tooltip. It increases the damage on the tooltip a lot, but in reality, it actually decreases the damage. I'll show you in a second as well. Now, this is a single lane, a single line Fissure for AoE for leveling. I would just swap, or what I used to do, I just had two lines. That's two lanes, that's all you needed. You don't need three, but I'll also show you how I approached it. So this is just a little showcase from the boss. He is 4 levels higher than me, which is almost the max difficulty in the game. Highest one is plus 5 levels. But I didn't manage to do it because I managed to level up. But it's amazing farm for gold, for gear, even kind of XP. But I will have a separate video to go over amazing, the best way to get XP. It's somewhere else on a different boss, and it's really cracked. And yeah, so this is like the gold farm, which I will talk about as well. But I will take you into the game and show you some of the good stuff. So the Masteries, again, Earth and Rogue. As I started out with this build, put all the Mastery points available into a Fissure. You want to get Slam Attack first. This one has very nice weapon damage, so it turns into a melee Slam Attack. And after this, I went for Fissures and then all damage. Now, in the footage, in the video, I had only here enhanced damage. Now, as you can see, my damage was doubled with one Fissure, right? 5.2 into 10.5. So this game kind of should tell you that these two lines would point blank, both of them hit on the boss, but that is not true. Only one hits, they will do the same damage. No, they will not stack together. So I don't know why it shows as a, maybe it will, maybe it's bugged. But even more so if you put 3 points here. But you don't need 3 cones for AoE. Like, you don't need that. You would sacrifice too much damage. So that's what what I did for leveling. For bosses, I just did this. And this is the most damage, output damage for Fissure. Now, for the passives, you can go with the Arcane Abundance until you get second mastery for the energy gain right here, sustain. You're gonna put all the divinity points into Earth and stop at level 2 here. I have 3 because I've overcapped now. But level 2 is what we need here for the Earth enchantment for the physical damage increase. And then you wanna get with enhancement here to furthermore get the physical damage and conservation. This depends on your gear. You could put more points in conservation to get no cost or, you know, little cost. It's all up to you. Now, once we get Mastery 2, which is Rogue, we want to put all the divinity points here. And we are looking at the preparation here for physical damage, but this is where we start scaling crit chance. It depends what stage of the game you'll be at, but you should be looking for crit chance on shoulders, rings, and weapon, if you can. So crit hits here, we got even more physical damage. We got a reserved energy, so because this one is very expensive compared to the Earth one. Now for the passives, I recommend going Deft Hands first for the big attack speed here. And 6 points for this attack speed. And after that, you should probably arrive or get some good crit stuff. So Accuracy is very good for crit. This will reduce the crit damage, but that doesn't matter. We want to get all the crit in the game as possible, because even with all these, it's super hard to scale crit. It's very hard. Like right now in the tooltip, it shows I'm at 300% crit chance. 334%. Where is it at? I forgot. Right here. But in reality, if I hover over my skill, it's 25%. With Vanish, I'm at 32%. Now, Mark for Death would be even higher, because Mark for Death is amazing active skill we have here, because this one will the bosses will deal less damage to you. You do not need Shadow Dagger. You totally can ignore this because that will eat extra mastery points for no reason. But Weaken is pretty good, but there is a good passive here that will make you deal a lot more damage to marked enemies by a lot. And also crit chance 40%, which doesn't show in the stats, so that's also extra. It's very good passive. You should get this one as well. Next up is Vanish, the best active buff in the game. Gives you extra crit chance and crit damage multiplier. Gives you attack speed here, 10%, and you can also increase the duration. The cooldown starts after it's used, so it's also very short. If you can get cooldown reduction on the gear, it's even shorter. So originally this is 5 seconds, but it's down to 3.8 because of my gear. And then, you know, sky's the limit with passives. You can put them wherever you want, but I like this one. Sleight of Hands for extra crit chance and extra damage. We already talked about these. You can max this out as well for some more crit chance. And then on the Earth side, we can go for the attack damage and another crit by 30%. And last one here is Earth Attunement. We got the extra just physical damage and 4% attack speed. Nothing too crazy. I might unspec these points and put them in Rogue for more attack speed right here. That's what I might actually do for 8%. I think that's better. But yeah, this was the Mastery tree. You can probably run Flicker. I used it as well with the cooldown charge for double charges. This is good for, like, if you wanna... I will have a separate video once again to showcase how to farm gold and XP. And if you like need to cut distance, this is good for that. But the rest of the skills, pretty underwhelming. Same here. I did try to get Ring of Flame to make it as an aura. You can do that with the permanency. But it is not something too crazy good, I would say. It's like, I don't know. The rest of these here, Earthquake, I haven't really tried this one because it's a channeling ability. And so, I don't know, I might try it. But we don't need the upper part at all here. You can go for some defenses here for life armor if you want to, but I don't think that's important at all. This could be pretty good for AoE. When you kill burning enemy, you have a chance to trigger explosion, but you would need to get some part of fire damage. I don't think that's that good. When it comes to the attributes though, so how I approach these, whenever I got a item that requires the attributes and I don't have them and it's an upgrade, I just put the points in it to meet the requirements, but usually it should be max out or as much as you can in might because this buffs the damage, fitness as well for strike and pierce, and then vigor for buffing life, the base health, and then fitness as well. I did use some points in agility, as you can see 50, because there is a type of equipment that has reduction to the dodge, which is pretty good. I don't have it on me right now, but let's talk about the gear. So this is a pretty good base, thermic and natural resistances. But again, I would kind of like the dodge one. But triple res health on the armor or flat strike or pierce armor are pretty good. Shoulders, you want to look for crit chance for sure. Resistances, the classic. Headpiece, energy regen. Also life could be good. There's also minus energy reserved on the headpiece you can go for. That's pretty good. On the weapon here, you want to go as much strike stuff as possible. So flat strike, percentage strike. The last two affixes with power and cast speed are useless. I wish I could get crit chance and attack speed. That would make the beast the best weapon. Beast of a mace. That would be top notch. On the boots, movement speed for sure, and then resistances. I guess this could roll for with life, but didn't get anything here. On the gloves, attack speed and physical damage, important resistances. Right now, I believe I'm kept at 60% on resistances, so that's pretty good. And good life as well. On the rings, crit chance, cooldown, and then flat damage. The best one will be strike, but I was unlucky to get it one. Now, this weapon, this mace, also scales the best out of two-handers because it has flat pierce damage, and flat damage scales as the best damage source in the game. Second ring, you can also get physical damage. Instead of the cooldown, they share the same affix spot, so you can get either or. On the amulet, attributes are good. Energy regen, very good. And cooldown recovery rate. And now, funny thing is, if you get main stat from the gear, like might, knowledge, all that, it gives literally nothing. It gives nothing in terms of damage. But if you put points here, it does add to stuff. So I don't know if it's a bug, but I don't know. Vigor seems to work, but like might and others, even from what I've heard, don't really work. Maybe I'm boosted. On the potions, health regen per second, very good. On the mana one or energy is per second energy. That's pretty good too. Right now, I am at about 45.6, which isn't the worst. Rotation now, though, you want to start with a mark for death on the target first, then you want to go with vanish, and then you want to slam into the basic attack, primary attack, slam primary, stack triple overwhelm stacks because you can see the damage increased a lot, and then slam. That's how you go back and forth. You can also use barrier for sustain, but 63 energy could be a bit rough on bosses. But speaking of energy sustain, since we are crit build right now, there is amazing named amulet Moonclaw, which if you deal a crit, you get energy back 5%, and it gives you also crit chance. So this is amazing for sustain, energy sustain. It's really crazy good. So if you can get this, you can get it by finding this trader, Scavenger. This is a full gamble vendor. You just spend gold for items, and the outcome is random. That's how I got my purples there. You can also get the green items, which have a extra line of implicit, extra special stuff. But that's pure gamble vendor, just like in Diablo 2. And I'm not sure if we covered everything, but I believe we did. There isn't much to talk about anyway. So yeah, still early access, very little content in the game. I cannot wait for other acts to bring contents as well, like the more built into these setups. I have a couple more builds ideas I want to do. I am right now running a Warfare and Storm, a melee build. That's like the most versatile because you can run like 3 builds on that bad boy, maybe 4. But my favorite is this one with Fissure. Amazing slam ability. It feels very impactful. Big damage as well. A big fan overall. Now, I also stream every day on Twitch, Kick, and YouTube if you guys want to stop by. And if you like this video, please consider subscribing or liking or throwing a comment to trigger YouTube algorithm gods. But with that said, thank you very much. And until next time, have a great one. Peace.